What's good, everybody? We're back with episode number 2 of LOCKATALK. I got a few different topics that I want to cover today. It's been probably about 2 weeks since I did the first episode, but I'm gonna try to be more consistent with the the videos that I put out. The reason being, I've been trying to set up my whole camera situation, my whole um, recording situation and stuff like that. So just bear with me. It's gonna get more consistent. Um, just it takes time. Everybody who does this knows that there's ups and downs, and ebbs and flows. But with that being said, let's just get right into it. So the first topic I'm gonna talk about is the NFL and Aaron Rodgers' vaccination issues that he's going through right now, right? So obviously, the big story is Aaron Rodgers tests positive for COVID-19 after their last game, and he was apparently vaccinated or had some type of immunity to the virus in some form or fashion, right? Um, and apparently now that has been like people are questioning it because he did test positive and he told everybody he was vaccinated. Well, what he's saying is that he didn't take either of the vaccines. He took a different like scientific study or scientific like test, I guess you could say, trial of a different type of like immunotherapy that'll is supposed to heighten your immunity to the virus. And clearly it didn't work, but technically neither does the vaccine because people can still get the virus while being vaccinated. I don't think he's showing symptoms or anything like that. I think it's just he tested and that's how it goes. He tested positive. He said that he's been following all of the precautions of, um, you know, the NFL has given them the players to follow. He said that he's followed it all. You got to take a man at his word. I don't really think he would have any reason to lie about it. I don't think, he's going to jeopardize his season or anything like that because of it. So, it is what it is. Personally, I think it's much to do about nothing. Um, but I do want to see the energy that they give him compared to the energy that Kyrie has been getting, right? It's already not even a big issue in comparison to the Kyrie Irving issue, which is extremely, it raises some questions in my mind and probably a lot of other people's minds as well. But, it is what it is. You can't really, what are you going to do, honestly? I think that he will come back just fine. And I think it's going to get swept under the rug and they're going to do well. They're going to go into the playoffs. Nobody's even going to talk about it. It is what it is. But on to his backup, Jordan Love. I personally like Jordan Love. He says that he's ready. Um, I think that he's going to be a good heir to the Aaron Rodgers throne. And I'd just like to see what he can do. He's first round draft pick in the 2020 draft, if I'm not mistaken, from Utah. He was an outstanding college quarterback. Very, very talented arm. Very, very talented um, footwork, mobility, things like that. So it'll be a treat to watch him play in the NFL if all goes as planned. Um, so yeah, looking forward to watching Jordan Love play this weekend and seeing what they can put on the field for them. There's no tape on him really, so it's gonna be a free for all out there. for the defense against him. And usually if there's no tape, tend to have a pretty good game. Um, the next topic is one that kind of it's bittersweet to me for this reason. Derrick Henry was my fantasy running back, and finding out that he had a potentially season-ending foot injury, um, heartbreaking because I was 6-1, 6-2 now in my fantasy league, and he ended up getting me 6 points last week because of the hurt foot or whatever. It is what it is, but the sweet part about it is that one of my favorite players, Adrian Peterson, is now going to be getting, I assume, the bulk of the carries at some point in time. Maybe not off rip, but at some point in time he will be getting the bulk of the carries, which I don't know about you. I'm excited to see because if you grew up in my generation, in my era, Adrian Peterson he's that guy. We're gonna see him go into the Hall of Fame. He's one of the best to ever do it, and um, to still watch him go out there and potentially tote the rock and do some special things at his age, I'm excited. I hope that he does well. They said that he's bringing the juice to practice, which I'm sure he is. He's a passionate dude. He loves the game. Um, so hopefully Sunday he'll be out on the field carrying that thing, running people over, running by people, doing what he does. I'm excited to see it. Um, yeah, I mean, I'll definitely be commenting on that uh, pretty regularly because my eyes are gonna be glued to the screen when he's out there for sure. But on to the most probably talked about topic right now in the NFL, which is Odell Beckham Jr. being released by the Browns, right? Um, a lot of people probably saw this coming. I literally tweeted and posted a Facebook status about this during the Browns game last week. I said Baker either Baker doesn't like Odell or like there's something going on there because he's just not throwing him the ball when he's wide open and or like missing him wildly on like I would assume it wouldn't be on purpose, but it kind of is hard to believe that it's not. Like the way that he's missing him, throwing to him late into triple coverage, when he was open in the window before, throwing to him in triple coverage high, so he has to leave his feet and leave his whole body, vulnerable to being demolished by these safeties and linebackers. I think there's some like real animosity there, some reason. So I posted that on Sunday, and then Monday or Tuesday, his dad put out an 11-minute video of all of the times Baker has missed him or just not thrown him the ball when Odell's been open. And I just found it super ironic, honestly, because I was just talking about that, and I clearly wasn't the only one who saw it, but I it kind of that was the nail in the coffin for me to know that Odell wanted up out of there. He doesn't want to be there. LeBron tweeted free Odell, free OBJ, and I think that was all of those things were, I'm not gonna say they were planned, but they were with um, Odell's best interest in mind. I think personally he needed to get out of there. I don't think Baker Mayfield is a great quarterback. I think he's hurt. I will give him that, but I don't think he is a great decision maker when it comes to playing quarterback in the NFL. Doesn't mean that he's not a good quarterback. I love to watch him play in college. And there's times that I love to watch him play in the NFL. But when we're talking about OBJ, potentially one of the greatest receivers to ever lace up a pair of cleats, I don't want to see his career um, tarnished or intentionally set back because of somebody's pride. They don't want somebody else to be the star, or they have, there's some inner feud that they have going on. I want to see Odell shine and go down as, the talent that he's supposed to go down as. And so I'm excited for this waiver wire that we're about to see here, and to see who's gonna pick him up. Personally, if I like selfishly, I want to see him go play for Baltimore. I think him and Lamar Jackson would be a special combination. Like I said, I know Lamar's gonna throw him the ball. Like, he's not going to, like, he'll give him chance after chance after chance after chance. That's, what I'm saying. There's just that dynamic would be very, very special. Not to mention, he was disrespected by Cleveland, by the organization of Cleveland, I feel. So Baltimore being a rival to them, I think that would be a just fireworks waiting to happen. But I could also see him going to Green Bay, playing with Aaron Rodgers. And most of these situations are just going to be a year, because he's technically going to be a free agent after this year, I'm pretty sure. So it'll just be like a 1 year like trial situation. Green Bay would be the other one, and then the Chiefs, where I would also love to see him go play. I don't necessarily I wouldn't love to see him play with Aaron Rodgers. Again, selfishly, um, haven't always been the biggest Aaron Rodgers fan. He's growing on me a little bit lately, but haven't always been the biggest fan of Aaron Rodgers, and just like character wise, play phenomenal. Like I could sit there and watch him play forever. The dude is a special quarterback. But when it comes to like character on the floor or on the field, I get a little bit iffy with that type of stuff. So um, he, I would like to see him go to the Chiefs personally, because Patrick Mahomes. I mean, you got Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce demanding double coverage a lot of times, and you got Odell, one of the best route runners in the NFL, out there just cooking up, doing his own thing, um, being explosive, and creating mismatches wherever he's at, and just being like just a super creative. He's an artist. Like there's some professional athletes that in their craft they are artists. Like Kyrie, um, James Harden, Kevin Durant. Ironically, all three people on the same team, but Steph Curry, Odell. Who else do we got? That Antonio Brown. Um, you know, people call like receivers and those type of players like divas and stuff like that. But bruh, when you watch them work, these these dudes, these players are next level, just special at what they do, and they work very hard at it. So I put Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers in that same realm. Russell Wilson in the same realm of artistry when it comes down to playing the game. But yeah. So we'll say I want to see him go to Baltimore. That's probably the third out of the three that he would go to. Baltimore being third, Green Bay being second, Chiefs being one. I think the Chiefs have a very big need for him, and I think they have a very good chance of grabbing him, which would be that would be rough for the league. I know that they would not want to. They do not want to see that happen. So yeah, Odell. I loved the video his dad put up. It was fun to watch because I'm a film watcher. I love to watch film. I love to watch the game from like the inside aspect of things. I don't I'm not just stuck on watching like the regular broadcast of the game. Like I like to watch the ins and outs of the game, like the receivers that aren't getting the ball thrown to them, what's going on the offensive line, defensive line, the movements of the players, like um, shifts. It's just the ins and outs of the game, formations. So that was fun to watch. I liked it a lot, but that's pretty much it for the NFL aspect of things. So I'm sure we'll get some more developments on especially the Odell situation very soon. Um, oh yeah, I also want to touch on the Henry Ruggs situation. Super super sad. I don't want to get too far into it because it's deep, man. You never want to see somebody lose their life to senseless, you know, poor poor decision making, and you also don't want to see a young man lose everything that he's worked um, for making a foolish decision. It's a sad situation, and I feel for him, and I feel for the family of the woman who had died in the car accident. It's just a sad situation. My prayers go out to that family, and um, I hope Henry can hold his head up and get through this situation with whatever uh, like I don't even know how to explain it, but whatever like dignity or integrity he can bring together to kind of like get himself through this, and hopefully his support system is strong enough to help him through it as well. I know Derek Carr spoke on it and saying that he needs love. He does need love, absolutely. He needs love. That family needs love. And we need to keep shining light on a um just an epidemic of alcohol being a much worse um drug than it's giving credit for, because it's taken a lot of lives, and I I think that should be a talking point in this country for sure. We need to start to do a little bit more about regulating the use of alcohol in every situation. If we're gonna regulate other drugs, we need to regulate that one just as much. Um, but that's a deep subject. Like I said, I feel for the family. I'm praying for the family. I'm praying for Henry. Um, yeah, we don't like to see that happen ever. Um, Sad situation. But onto the NBA. There's a few things that caught my eye in the NBA. The New York City mayor came out and said recently, I think today, said that the mandates for the vaccine are not going to change, no matter what Kyrie Irving has to say, no matter how many people want to see Kyrie Irving play, whatever, that's not going to change. So the chances that we see Kyrie back on the floor in a Brooklyn Nets jersey is slim to none, which is okay to me, honestly, because being a Laker fan, being a LeBron fan, don't care. The easiest path to the chip, I'm with it. Give us another ring, move us higher up in the GOAT conversation. Sorry, Brooklyn, but that is what it is. But I will say I do want to see Kyrie play. I'm a huge Kyrie fan. I always have said when LeBron leaves the league, Kyrie is my second best. I think he's the most skilled guard in the NBA. Not counting Kevin Durant as a guard. No, I don't count him as a guard. I count him as a freak of nature, forward, 7 foot, whatever you want to call it. Just a freak of nature, literally. The most the most talented scorer 7-foot scorer that we've ever seen. You know, ridiculous. I can go on for days about Kevin Durant. I love to watch him play. But again, I'm a LeBron fan, so we don't get too much into that, honestly. Not right now, not until Bron's out the league. But um, yeah, so unfortunately, we won't see Kyrie. It is what it is. Um, I don't agree with it, but it's just how it works right now. The next thing, Ben Simmons being fined for being uncooperative. I think it's a non-story, honestly. It's, everybody knew what was going to happen. I think that they should have shipped Ben off way earlier. Keeping him there doesn't help them, and it damn sure doesn't help him. I think they just need to move on, let Ben go be great somewhere else, because they fumbled that bag a while ago, and I think that it's just, you're not helping anybody in this situation. Like, just cut your losses and keep it moving. Like, stop trying to hurt this man's money, hurt this man's pockets. Get him out of there. Put him somewhere where he can play, where he can get better, and watch him be great. And you guys go do what you want to do. You chose Embiid as your number one player. I don't agree with it. It is what it is. I'm not a Embiid fan by any means. I think his attitude is terrible. I think he's a great player, but I think he's a terrible, terrible teammate. When it comes to just his laziness, his lack of effort at times, his inability to stay on the floor. Not really his fault, I guess you could say. Besides the fact that he doesn't stay in the greatest shape. But like I said, he's a great basketball player. I don't take anything away from him when we're talking about skill on the floor. But as a teammate, um, I'm not with him. I'm not going to sit here and chastise Ben and not chastise Embiid like he wasn't an issue before. Like, you know what I mean? Ben could be going about this in a different way. Absolutely. I get it. At the same time, like, it's just a 50-50 bad situation altogether. Get Ben out. Hashtag free Ben. Hashtag get Ben wherever he can go ball. Portland, wherever. I don't care. Anywhere but Philly right now. Um, yeah. So next subject, next topic. Darren Williams about to box on this undercard of the Jake Paul, Tyson or was it Tommy Fury fight in Tampa. Um, I love Darren Williams. Huge Darren Williams fan. One of my favorite underrated players of all time. Go back if you want to watch a skilled player. Go back and watch that man. He was a bully, and he was a dog, a absolute dog. Love Darren Williams. Not a fan of these athletes switching to box and just kind of you know grabbing some money. I guess I respect it, going to get your bread, but at the same time, like I'm not sure boxing is the route a lot of the times. But apparently he has been training to be a fighter for a long time, so maybe he's the one that's gonna switch it all up and change the game for athlete turned boxer. Um, but at the end of the day, I'm probably gonna watch it, and hopefully I'm gonna be rooting for him. I don't know who he's fighting. Somebody from the Nate Diaz camp. I'm not 100% sure the name on that. Let's see. Not that it really matters, but if he's from the Nick Diaz camp, chances are he can fight pretty well, honestly, which is not a good thing for Darren Williams, but it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know what this dude's name is. It's neither really here nor there. But yeah, moving on. Let's talk Lakers. Lakers got beat by the OKC for the second time. LeBronless. LeBron randomly had a abdominal strain, tear, whatever it is. Part of me wants to think that he's taking time off to make sure that the team can come together kind of without him and learn each other's things, because I think he can fit in any situation. So it's not really him that he's worried about. It's like how the team works together. That's what that's what I want to believe. I don't want to believe that LeBron father time is catching up with him. I don't. That's the last thing I want to believe. But it's very likely, unfortunately. He's getting these little, bumps and bruises that are just staying around a little bit longer than we would like, happening a little bit more often. But it is what it is. But he's 36 years old, but gonna be 37. Uh, the time is gonna come at some point. Nobody, I don't want to see it. I'm the last person that wants to see it. But as for the Lakers as a whole, I don't think that we are a team built for the regular season. I think we'll do just fine just to get the standings that we need for the playoffs. And I think we're built for the playoffs when we slow it down, um, really take care of the possessions, take the time of possession into account, holding the ball, and LeBron kind of you know taking over the game and really getting people involved the way he needs them involved and being where they're supposed to be. But yeah, with that being said, that is that's my take on I guess this week of stuff in NFL, NBA. Shout out to the Atlanta Braves for winning the World Series. Not a huge baseball fan as much as I was back in the day, but we're gonna get back into it. That way I can be giving y'all some good stuff on it when it comes to the podcast. But with that being said, I appreciate all y'all who support me. Thank you for coming and watching the video. Stay tuned for the next episode of LOCKATALK. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. Let your friends know, they friends know that we could be friends. Do this every weekend. No, I'm just playing, but I'm gonna try to get an episode out at least once a week. Um, Maybe more. Hopefully, like I said, we're just trying to iron out a few of the kinks of creating a channel, editing videos and stuff like that. But I promise it's gonna come along. I'm gonna have guests on. It's gonna be dope. Y'all gonna like it. I got a few guests that are lined up that I think people are gonna gravitate towards with some interesting stories. And yeah, so like I said, again, thank you. I appreciate y'all. Until next time, we out. Deuces.